Good morning and welcome to KX on the Go. I'm Tyler Phillipson. A murder case involving an Air National Guardsman is moving toward trial, but two big pre-trial battles are still playing out in court. Daniel Briejo is accused of shooting and killing North Dakota Air National Guardsman Nicholas Van Pelt and injuring Van Pelt's girlfriend, who's identified in court documents as JB, on Christmas Eve in 2023. Previously, state prosecutors subpoenaed unaired interview footage from Beck TV recorded with JB, plus internal communications about that interview. Beck TV is fighting the subpoena, citing North Dakota's journalist shield law. However, the judge now says he wants to review the footage himself before deciding whether it has to be turned over. Additionally, Special Ward County State's Attorney Amanda Engelstad is asking to keep evidence of Briejo's alleged intoxication the night of the alleged murder out of trial. A toxicology report in the case shows Briejo's blood alcohol level was measured at .279 nearly 5 hours after the shooting. Two experts say that means at the time of the shooting, his blood alcohol level was likely between .325 and .465, which, according to the Cleveland Clinic, indicates extreme life-threatening intoxication. Engelstad argues that under North Dakota case law, intoxication is not a legal defense and jurors should not hear expert testimony on his blood alcohol level. The judge hasn't ruled on either issue. For now, Briejo's jury trial is still set to begin March 16th. Travelers who plan on flying without a real ID have a new option to get through TSA. Beginning February 1st, TSA is rolling out a new option called Confirm ID. Travelers without an acceptable form of identification, such as a compliant license, passport, or other approved ID, can pay a $45 fee to use an alternative identity verification system. TSA leaders say the payment must be made online in advance at tsa.gov, and the receipt must be brought to the checkpoint. TSA will not accept payment at the airport, and travelers who arrive without it will be sent out of line to complete the process. Leaders say the identity verification process takes around 15 minutes to complete, but could take longer, so it's important to be prepared.
We're seeing those compliance rates above 90%, but this is really just to encourage everyone to make sure they're bringing acceptable ID to the airport. And then there are costs associated with verifying people's identity, and we really want those costs to be borne by the people who need them.
Leaders say the $45 payment is valid for 10 days. Round trips within that window will only require one payment. Right now, college students in North Dakota are in the midst of the winter semester, and leaders at the University of Mary say they're making room for more young men and women on campus. Today, the University of Mary announced plans to build a new $20 million residence hall. This comes after 3 straight years of enrollment growth for UMary. The new hall is designed for women. Will feature a special wing dedicated to service the university's St. Teresa of Calcutta community for mothers. Campus spokespeople say the new housing is meant to be a place for single mothers to live as they pursue a degree. The building, which will be named St. Joseph's Residence Hall, will be of decent size, making a difference to help an only growing class size at their campus.
We believe that the new residence hall will be about 58,000 square feet, so we're talking 236 new beds, 232 or 236 new beds. And then it'll be right here in the middle of campus. Where exactly we're going to place it, we have to do some studying on that. We're having people come together to talk that through. I would not be surprised that we could be doing some serious work by this summer, this fall, and then hopefully finishing it as quickly as we can.
Richter says the project will be paid for by donors, alumni, and friends of the campus. And he says more than half the cost has already been raised. Richter also said he doesn't expect this project will affect the cost of tuition at UMary. All right, good morning, Andre.
And good morning to you too, Tyler. And here in the capital city, we are seeing a temperature of 13 degrees at this time, and the winds are out of the north at 7 miles per hour with those partly to mostly cloudy skies. So hey, it's a dry start to our day, which is going to be really nice to see. And as far as the Magic City is concerned, we're also seeing those quiet conditions too. And guess what? The current temperature is at 2 degrees and our winds are out of the north at 6 miles per hour with those mainly clear conditions. Now, look to see what's ahead, folks. Well, we are going to be watching for the chilly conditions to continue, and we were also going to be watching some snow chances around here as well. But guess what? Expect a warm up here pretty soon across the viewing area. I'm about to show you in just a little bit here. Now, looking at our current storm team radar, we are continuing to watch those partly to mostly cloudy conditions across our viewing area, especially towards the west around the Williston and Dickinson area, around Bowman and Hettinger as well. But as we head over into our current temperatures, these clouds are really impacting temperatures this morning, mainly in the single digits, in the teens, however. But once we get further towards the north, that is where we are seeing temperatures in the single digits below zero, including 8 degrees below zero from Bottineau all the way into the Harvey area. So that's kind of where we are seeing the cold spots for sure. But overall, look at this. We are seeing temperatures warmer than what we were seeing this time yesterday. In fact, we are 10 to 20 degrees warmer in many locations, including there in Glen Ellen, right at 20 degrees warmer. So that is some really good news to see. Now, we have our area of high pressure continuing to give us this overall northerly flow, and that's going to keep the temperatures a little bit on that chilly side throughout the day today. And we are seeing this very slow moving area of low pressure and warm front here, and that is going to allow for us to see a little bit of a piece of energy wrapped into this area of high pressure, and thus giving us that potential for a little bit of snowfall in portions of our viewing area. I'll show you where in just a little bit. Now, our highs for today will mainly climb up into the single digits in teens further towards the east, but towards the west we are going to be seeing those temperatures mainly in the 20s, so that's going to be feeling quite nice. But overall, we're still going to be running below normal for this time of year. Overnight tonight, temperatures will drop down into the teens below zero in our northeastern counties, single digits below zero in our eastern and northern areas, and then we're going to be seeing single digits and teens more in our southwestern areas. And this is because this is where we're going to be anticipating some snowfall and cloud cover. Now, around 3 o'clock this afternoon, this is where we are going to be watching for that snowfall increasing in our western tier counties, and that's going to really increase by the time we get into 7 o'clock for Williston and Dickinson here, and around the Bowman and Hettinger and Wofford City area potentially as well, around there in Crosby too. And once we get into about 11 o'clock, it will sneak its way into the central tier counties, potentially even possibly the capital city overnight tonight. So that's something to really watch out for. And this potential will continue into around our Thursday morning, but we will start seeing conditions improve by the time we get into mid-Thursday morning. And as far as around amount of precipitation expected, we are only expecting around a dusting to near a ½ an inch in some locations. Now, as far as the wind gusts throughout the rest of the day today, looking pretty good, really on the calm side. So that's really good to see for once. Really hardly any wind gusts throughout the day today. Here in Williston, we will see those temperatures increase into the 30s by the time we get into our weekend, above freezing here on Saturday. Isn't that going to be nice? But however, we will be watching for the potential for some snowfall during that period of time, and that same thing goes here in the Dickinson area too. Now, looking here in the Magic City, we are going to be seeing single digits today, single digits tomorrow, then single digits for our Friday, and then 30s will be coming into the forecast once we get into our weekend and into early next week, where we will see temperatures right at freezing on Saturday with those snow chances. And that same thing goes here in the capital city too, with those snow chances and temperatures climbing up into the 30s during this weekend. So Tyler, it looks like conditions today may get a little snowy out towards the south and west.
All right, noted. Thank you, Andre. And thank you for watching KX on the Go. I've been Tyler Flipson. Let's have a day, folks.